Hello, my name is Tom Stiles, and this is Tom's Real Room Show number 271. I got a comment on my previous video about a book that was given to me, and the comment was that it looked like it came from a library. And sure enough, I looked at the book again because the person who commented pointed out there was a reference number on the binding, similar to what's used in the library. And I suspect that is correct. And so I thought, that's one thing I've never mentioned about another good source of books is our local library. And we have a library system. So there's 15 or 20 libraries in the area that belong to this system. And they exchange books, and they have a couple of good things that they provide to the patrons of the local libraries. And one of the great things is most of them have a nice used bookstore, and they have used books, they have used magazines, they have DVDs, and even some games for kids or even adults. They have puzzles, all this used stuff. And the source of this stuff is from two things. One is people actually donate used books, magazines, whatever, and then the bookstore sells them, gets a small price for their sales. I don't know what they do with that. Maybe I think maybe what they do is they buy additional new material that's goes on sale to the libraries for practically nothing. I'm guessing. I'm not sure what they do. But anyway, my point is that these bookstores are a great source of books and magazines about amateur radio, ham radio, shortwave. And I have bought a lot of books from those bookstores, and I've taken a lot of my books that are from hobbies that I've kind of gotten out of, and I've given them to the library, and they make, a few dollars on it. And the prices are unbelievable. Like, for instance, not this particular one, but other ones like this. I have bought this book, Passport to the World Radio, from that bookstore, and paid like $1 for this. And I've helped, by doing it, I've helped the library. Plus, I've gotten some fantastic, that's easy for me to say, fantastic deals on books. And the other thing that I've gotten into doing is magazines like CQ magazine and QST. Those magazines are quite expensive. Of course, some of them have gone out of publication, but they're quite expensive to buy. Go to the bookstore and buy a brand new one. You're talking about $6. Well, at the local library, the one that's closest to me, I can go to that library and I can get like some as a month old magazines for a quarter. You're talking, saving almost $6. So a great source of books and magazines you can get from your local library if they have these library stores. And the other thing is what the library is doing, what our library system is doing, and it's kind of a good and bad, is they're taking, and they've been doing it for quite a while, they're taking a lot of their books off their shelves. Books that they go through and look at the circulation to see how many times a book has been taken out, and they look to see how many duplicates they got, and if the books fall in these categories, they take them off the shelf and put them in these bookstores. Why? Number one, so that the public can get that. But you would think, well, why are they taking them out of circulation? Well, the problem the local libraries are running into is space. What's happening, and specifically at the library that's closest to me, they are expanding their computers. They have about, I would say, 40 computers that you can go in the library, sign up, and log on and use the computers for. I think there's some kind of time limit. Maybe it's 30 minutes. But they've got, I think, about 30, I'm guessing. About 30 of those. And they're always, always, always busy. You have to, when you can go in there any time of the day, and those computers will all be full. And you have to sign in and then wait your turn to get on the computer. Well, what they're doing is they're starting to use the new money they're getting and adding more and more computers so more and more people can get on at the same time. Well, they're not expanding the physical library, so they got to find the space somewhere. So they are taking books off the shelf, putting them in the bookstore, selling them, and then they're removing the bookshelves themselves and putting in new computers. And I've noticed over the past year, they've gone from about a dozen computers to now about 30, and they keep, every so often they add more, and they need that space. Another thing they've done is they used to have, talking about my specific local library, they used to have a huge collection of magazines. I mean, they probably had, I'm guessing, 100, 150 magazines that, they were the latest issue of the magazine plus back issues that were stored underneath the latest issue. Those have almost totally gone away. They may have 20 magazines now. That's it. So again, that space is being used for these computers. So my point is, and what I should have brought this up earlier, is those libraries, if you have that kind of condition in your area, it's a great source of books about our subject, shortwave, ham radio stuff. And I think one of the reasons is that my library is putting so many of these type books in there is, number one, they're getting donations from the local people, and a lot of people are, getting my age in this area. We got a lot of retirees in this area, and they don't use this anymore. That maybe their wife is donating them, so they just want to get them out of the house, get them back into circulation. So that's a good source. And it appears the library is really crunching down the number of books that they have now for loaning out. So just getting rid of the books, making room for computers. Another great source, and I think that's where this particular book came from, is Amazon sells used books. And they sell a ton of used books from all these individual suppliers. And there's about 3 or 4 suppliers that I use a lot because I can depend on their books being in very good condition. Or what's unusual is, like this book is basically brand new. And I have even gotten some books on ham radio stuff and shortwave stuff, antennas, that are brand new, never been circulated. They're sold as used. And typically, now this is this is not unusual, typically I get them for 1 cent. 1 cent plus, I think it's $3.95 shipping. So that's where these used bookstores are making their money, is on the shipping. And it's a great source of books. So if you're looking for books on Amazon, check down at the bottom of the other sources and look for used, because I don't think I've ever gotten a book through Amazon, through one of Amazon's dealers, that was used that wasn't in great condition, in pristine condition. I've never gotten, and I probably have bought, I think last year I may have bought over 100 books from them, used. Well, I've only bought a couple of books from them new, because in this subject area, these books are really expensive. A couple of books I reviewed recently were donated to me. I got a credit, and I bought a brand new book, and they were like $35 for those books. So that's another great source. Amazon used books, another great source of books. And like I say, typically you can get them for a penny or maybe $10 for a $40 book. So that's a great source. What else was I going to say? Darn, I had a thought there and I lost it. I'm getting old. Boy, I am getting old. So, so anyway, I just wanted to pass that on while I had it in my mind, and I thank the person that made that comment and pointed that out, because the local libraries, if they have a bookstore, is a great source of books and magazines and other things. You know, if you're interested in the movies and games, puzzles, I mean, they just basically give them away. You know, like I say, I get a QST magazine, sells for $6 on the newsstand. I get it for $0.25. Can't pass that up. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bye bye.